This here is my no-hit 100% kill run of the Ultimate Doom on Ultra Violence. Check the description for the rules that I'm following. Do check out the end of the video for outtakes. This is E1M2 Nuclear Plant. So what have we got here then? We've got a room full of zombie men, and these zombie men all wake up when you shoot for the first time. Absolutely lovely. But that's not a problem, because we're going to use all the corners here to our advantage to defend ourselves and to also give us a chance to sneak around and shoot people before they have a chance to get us. It's important that you try to keep track of as many zombie men as you can in this area, because they will wander around. They'll find every little nook and cranny and little pathway to come and get you. I did try to see though if the imp had come down, but it obviously hasn't. I do prefer fighting the imp down here on the ground. It's a much easier fight that way, but doing it this way isn't too much of a problem as well. Just make sure that it doesn't have a chance to shoot a fireball on top of you. Oh, and don't run onto the lift here. You run onto the lift here, it'll probably scratch your eyes out from the top of the elevator. Quirky Doom engine, ahoy. But yeah, we've got to make sure that this room is clear of all zombie men, so I'm looking around the corner there just to take out that last one. Now it's off to go and get the red key. Be careful for the zombie man behind the door there, and be careful for the windows here. There is a number of shotgunners outside, and they will revel in using you as target practice. There's also not much you can really do to stop them from waking up, because I found that 2 or 3 of them will always wake up no matter what you do. So yeah, don't open this switch until you've got the red key and you've cleared out the room. They will try to walk in, and I did get shot here a few times when I was trying to do this level on stream, so do make sure you take your time, make sure you're covering the corner, wait for them to come in, to be honest. That's the best advice I can give you. But yeah, we've got the ones that woke up, but there's still a whole lot of shotgunners outside here. Honestly, just take your time, curve around the corner here, peek and duck, make sure that there's no way they can kind of get a shot in on you, even if they do manage to get a shot. There is a shotgun around the corner there, but the chain gun reward makes this oh so worthwhile. The chain gun is amazing in this run, and we will be making use of it whenever we get our hands on it. But yeah, it's over to the red door now, and the red door presents us with new problems to face. There's a lot of zombie men in this room here, and we've got to get rid of all of them before we open that secret passage to the left. There's a reason for that, and I'll talk about that when I do open it. But basically, there's a lot of enemies who can wander in this part of the level, and if you give them the chance to wander, they will probably come and shoot you. These guys are not much of a problem, just stay at the bottom of the stairs. They can't do much except fire fireballs at you. And yeah, this bit coming up, I thought this would be a lot more difficult than it was. I think this was the first time I actually managed to get this far, and honestly, I was kind of dreading it, but it turns out that if you just come down here and shoot the imps like this, and clear the enemies as best you can from up here, they can't really hit you from down there. So you may as well just get rid of as many enemies as you can. Now you can hear the lift went down there. What that means is that someone's trying to activate it to come up. So we're going to wait here, and it's a zombie man. I just want to see if anyone else is waiting to come up here. The best thing we can do is just give them the lift. Obviously they're not coming, no matter what I do. So yeah, we immediately aim for the zombie men, and then take out the imps one at a time. They're not too much of a problem, so it's fine. But in this room here, there's a lot of zombie men, and we just have to make absolutely sure that I don't leave myself exposed and open to any kind of shots from sneaky zombie men. The imp again, not too much of a problem because we're not going into the room. But yeah, this room's now cleared. We can finally go back and tackle that massive secret area. I will say that this level is kind of a big step up in difficulty from the first one, but it's nothing compared to what the next few levels are going to bring, and we'll get there when we get there. But this part here is kind of reminiscent of some of the upcoming levels, and this is a good testing ground for what's to come. So the problem here is that the zombie men will all wake up the second you shoot into this area, and there are a lot of zombie men, and it's very hard to track them all in this area without exposing yourself. That's why I'm kind of waiting for them all to wander up, to get shot, and then to kind of reduce their numbers. Knee Deep in the Dead really likes to go deep on the hit scanners, and yeah, that was a Twitch notification there. If you're wondering, I couldn't really avoid it, like that zombie man couldn't avoid my chain gun. I am popping my head around the corner here just to see if there's anyone actually coming. I am trying to use the sound cues in the game here just to make things a bit more secure for myself, but obviously I can hear an enemy, but I can't see an enemy, and this kind of drives me wild for about a minute or two here, because I can tell that there's an enemy looking for me. It's probably going to find me at some point, and I'm like, where is it? And that's kind of one of the things that makes this part of the level such a frustration. But obviously we sneak in here, take care of all these enemies. There's really nothing going on in here that's worth worrying about too much. But yeah, you can hear that enemy walking around, and that's the kind of thing that really unnerves me about this part of the level, because there's so many shadowy bits here for enemies to hide in. They can shoot around, they can basically shoot from corners. So yeah, I'm kind of on high alert here, expecting someone to shoot me imminently. That's why I'm taking my time. I know there's one around this corner which I take care of. There's two imps in here which aren't really that much of a problem. The enemies up here as well aren't really that much of a problem either. I think there's two zombie men up here, yeah. And I think there's an imp in the wall there with a zombie man. As long as you don't kind of take, you know, liberties there, it's not too much of a problem. Generally in firefights you'll notice that I'm always going for the hit scanners before the imps, and I think that's a really smart way of tackling this challenge when you're going through each of the levels, because if you're going for the imps first, the hit scanners get more time to potentially smack you. Now I'm just kind of looking for this guy. I'm convinced he's somewhere around here, and there he is. Yeah, so you can see he was actually wandering in from the start, and that was a major problem. So I'm kind of glad that we got that sorted. Now there's only about 5 enemies left here, but the thing is, you've got to be careful. Oh, see, like there, I was not careful. I got a bit boisterous and I just ran right past the zombie man. So yeah, there's only one enemy left, and I think I know where he is anyway. So this level was a nice challenge, and it was a nice step up because it required a bit more attention, a bit more routing and planning. But if you take your time and if you tackle the level in stages, then it shouldn't be too much of a problem. This was fun. This was a fun level to do, and it was nice to work on. I did record this live over on Twitch, so if you do want to see the live commentary, do follow me over on there. So in this one, I completely screwed the pooch, because while sneaking around these corners is great, what you also want to avoid is enemies sneaking up on you, as that happens. This one's more of a cautionary tale about what happens if you don't get out of this starting area quick enough. As you can see, the zombie men congregate on me and I just become target practice. You can file this one under complete silliness because I kind of forget the imps up here, and then he surprises me and it's like, oh dear. This one's more that I realised that multiple shotgun guys can come into this area. Yeah,